All right, so I'm just gonna jump in. There's no fluff here. If you're a coach, course creator, or consultant looking to get more leads organically without using paid ads, well, you can literally copy what I'm about to share with you, and I'm actually gonna give you the exact roadmap that we've been using now to get 50 plus leads a day, sometimes as much as 200 leads per day. And I'm gonna share with you everything right here. So you can copy this. You might already be doing some of this, or if you're running paid ads, you can probably take what you're doing there and maybe even incorporate it here. But what we're talking about is using organic videos just like this right here, but in a strategic way, but also to get people to raise their hand, and not just by clicking a link in the description. We do it a little bit differently, and I'm gonna break that all down with you. So let's just jump into it. So I'm calling this the Evergreen Lead Machine. And the reason why is because once we build this machine, as I like to look at it, all we need to do is fuel it with more content. All right, now, I don't want you to think that we have to be on the social media hamster wheel where you got to be posting a video every single day. You don't. And actually, I would say start off by doing one video a week, and you can do these videos just like I'm doing right here. It does not have to be highly edited. You don't have to, sit down and have a whole bunch of flashy graphics and learn editing or anything like that. You can literally just fire up your phone like I've done here right now and literally shoot your content. All right? But we do need the content. And if we are using the content, we want to make sure that it's set up in a way that is going to target your audience. So it's really important. So we'll break all of this down in this. This is going to be like a little master class here that I'm giving for anyone that wants to copy this, wants to actually implement this. All right. So let's talk about this here. Well, actually this here right now. All right. This is the niche topics and the titles. Okay, so not just creating any video, which by the way, I'm not talking about YouTube Shorts either. I would say don't do YouTube Shorts right now. I would hold off on them. All right, what I would do is long form content. Anything that's 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, somewhere in that range. I'd say 5 to 12 minutes. You could go a little bit longer if you want to, if it's going to hold up and it's going to deliver value. All right, so what do I mean by niche topics and the titles? Well, again, we want to target the right people. Now, you might have noticed this video is targeting online coaches, course creators. And it's basically saying, hey, if you're one of those people, I left out consultants too, you can basically do this. And there's going to be people that are going to watch this that are going to implement this, and they're going to get results. I've got coaches right now that I've actually coached myself this process, and it works. I got one guy that just implemented this, and let's see here. He's got a video that just crossed 200,000 views, and he's gotten over 2,000 new subscribers to his YouTube channel. And better than that, he's gotten 1,000 email leads the last I checked. So yeah, one video could literally explode everything. You could be getting more than 50 leads a day. But our goal is to create these evergreen assets. This is what I look at as like an evergreen asset. Once we create this video, it's out there now, and it's going to be bringing in leads on autopilot if we set it up correctly. And that's this here. This is the machine. All right. So let's walk through it here, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper into some of these areas. First thing is video. That's what we're going to be using. We're going to be using long form, anything 5 to 12 minutes. That's number one. We want to make sure that we pick a title that is going to grab the attention. So this one here started with copy, all caps, copy this, right? So I'm basically saying, and then I signal online coaches, so the algorithm knows this is for online coaches, but I put something in there that's like copy this. Okay, so that gets your attention. So that's what we got to do. Titles are probably the number one thing that you're going to need to do in order to make this work. So that's the thing. And actually, if you need help with titles, I've got a resource that I'd like to give you, and I've given to other coaches, other course creators that have been using it, that they've been working really, really well. There's 10 titles, there's formulas that we use, and we kind of repurpose these that have worked really well for this channel and other brands that I've built in the past. If you'd like a copy of that, just comment hooks, all right? Hooks in the comments, and I will send you those titles. They're title hooks, that's what we call them. And I've actually broken them down to where I give multiple examples in multiple niches. So just comment hooks if you want that. All right, now, the next thing is the lead magnet. That's the LM. Now, what I just did was I just basically threw a little call to action in this video to mention my lead magnet. My lead magnet, which is a free resource, and that's what you will need in order to make this machine run, is you need something of value that you can give your audience that would make it easier for them to implement or to do what you're sharing with them. This machine, you need titles. And a lot of times people put up titles that just are not sexy, or they don't know how to target their audience. That swipe file right here, the lead magnet that we offer, will help you with that. So that helps this machine run, so you'd probably want it. So what you're gonna need to do is figure out, if you don't already have something, the lead magnet. What is it going to be that your audience would be able to use? It could be a checklist, it could be a guide, it could be templates, it could be a GPT for AI, it could be just a checklist if you're maybe you're into fitness and you're saying here's a grocery list. Anything like that that's going to be helpful and useful, but also something that's going to make it either faster for them to implement the thing, or if it's going to make it easier. All right, so that's the lead magnet. So we need to have that. All right. The second thing is now we need to have a place where they can enter their name and email address. That's our landing page. That's LP. All right. And that's where we're going to basically say, hey, if you want this thing, go ahead and put your name and email address in, and I'll send it to you. It's pretty standard. We've all been, we've all been exposed to that strategy, right? Like, it works. So that's what we're doing, right? So we have the lead magnet. Now we have to tell people about the lead magnet. So in the video, we want to make sure that we have a call to action that's, I would say not right away. You don't want to open the video like that. But once you start talking about an area that the lead magnet would play a part in it, that's when you would mention it. So for me, it's generally, 2, 3, 4 minutes. Sometimes I go longer, 5 minutes. If the video is 10 or 12 minutes, I'll wait until it's naturally going to fit. I don't force it. But you do want to mention it before the end of the video. So that's the landing page. So now we have a place to capture the email. All right. And then here on the email capture, that's where it's going to go into our CRM, or we use Kajabi. So basically the email platform that you're going to use to send emails. And then we're going to have an email that goes out immediately that's going to deliver the download. Now this piece here, this is the thank you page, TY. This is where you're going to basically have people, the minute that they put their name and email address in, it's going to automatically go to a thank you page, like instantaneously. All right, boom. Thank you page is there. It's going to say, hey, thanks so much. We just sent you the download to your email. Go check it. And then that's a place you could also say, hey, if you want to watch another training that we did, or if you even wanted to advertise something that you had for sale, maybe a low ticket item, you could do that as well. You don't have to do anything. You can just say, hey, check your email. And then they're going to check their email, and then they're going to get the download. All right. Now we could go into further, like what's the next follow-up message? That'll be for another video. But just know that they're on your list now. You want to follow up with them, and you want to do that right away, okay? Now, over here, I put the fuel. The fuel that's going to make this machine run, okay, is the content. So new content coming in is going to be a new evergreen asset. So we're doing this, let's just say once a week, just for easy math. So in a year's time, we'd have 52 videos that people can be using or going through this machine. All right, so you gotta think about this. And we just had this happen the other day. We have a video that went out live like 8 months ago. And I just got a lead from that, actually multiple leads, from that video that was from a year ago. All right, so just know that when you're putting out these videos, these are evergreen topics that you're going to be talking about. You don't want it to be something that's going to be, maybe a week and it's going to be outdated. You don't want that. You want this to be an evergreen topic, something that's going to help your potential client or someone that could buy your course. You want those videos to basically handle also some objections, or you want it to, a problem that they might, a sticking point. That's generally what we're going to do there. All right. Or something like this video where it's actually going to teach something. All right. The lead magnet, once that's in place, it's there. Now we just have to mention that we have a lead magnet that's going to help them. Hey, get the free hooks guide. Just put hooks in the comments and I'll send you a copy. Now, one thing I did there differently, and this is a mistake that I see a lot of coaches, course creators, consultants, or just anyone in general, they wouldn't do what I just did. They will just say, hey, go to the description and there's a link in there to get the download. Some people, and this is really bad, don't do this. is where they won't even put an email capture form. They just give them the download. So now you have no way of knowing, and you don't have them on your email list as a lead. So what we've done is we've kind of, over the years, we've changed this to where we say, hey, comment. And then what I'm doing is I'm getting that person to reach out and really raise their hand. And now, I'm not automating this, by the way. I'm going to send them a link in that comment to the landing page. I'm going to also thank them, and I'm going to say, if you have any questions, let me know. And this way here, I get that conversation. And we start building what we call know, like, and trust. Okay, that's where we get that KLT effect. That's what we call it. So having people comment gets you engagement. It also allows that person to go, oh, wow, this person is actually taking time to reach out. So it's a way for them to get them to raise their hand, and then you send that link. That's what I recommend. Now, I also recommend putting it in the description, the very, very top, and I also recommend putting it as a pinned comment. All right, so those are some things that people aren't doing that I would definitely recommend doing. All right, now, that's the machine. So you might be saying, Scott, it seems like a lot. It's really not. What we need to do, though, is we just need to understand we got to focus a little bit on the lead magnet, and we got to create a really strong lead magnet. Then we have to build this page. You can do it like in 5 minutes in Kajabi or whatever other software you're using. The email capture, that's part of the landing page. So when you set that up, you basically put it on its own segment, its own list. And then the download email, that's going to be automated as well. And then the thank you page, that's triggered when someone enters their name and email address. It gets triggered. So you can see, yes, you set this up once, but then the video that's out there is basically doing the heavy lifting. And then when you create a new video, all of this stuff is already built. So every video that I talk about, I'll talk about the lead magnet. So it goes to the same place. So do you see how this can be a really well-oiled machine once we get things built? That's how it works. So this right here is generating 50 plus leads a day for us. And actually we've had days that we've hit 100, we've hit 150, we've hit 200. Actually one day I think we even hit 300. And we've got our student that I just shared with you earlier that he hit 1,000 emails in a day from a video that just kind of blew up. All right, so that's how everything works right there. Now, like I said, titles, it's one of the biggest sticking points for a lot of people. They get hung up there, and that's where we help a lot of our students and our clients. And that's why I shot a video right here that breaks down those 10 titles that I'm going to give you, but also it gives you multiple examples on how to use them in multiple niches. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there.